North because they are, you know, one of the best teams in the world right now. And they also have the best player in the world on this squad, Simple.
Zeus, oh.
And Zeus.
I mean, this
to be
series
fair,
so far,
yeah, with how this series has looked, you might be forgiven for thinking that Zeus holds that mantle over Simple.
Well, let's get into things. North on the T side, already out through long. Na'Vi have afforded this portion of the map to them. Edwards up on the site alongside Zeus. Flamey's going to get boosted up here, and well timed because North are going for these cross smokes, and now we have a double peek available on the site, but AZ, quick shot with the Glock, going to take down one. The trade's there from Zeus, but these shots are getting very, very awkward here for Na'Vi, eventually taking back the advantage, and that should solidify it. Zeus finishing off the low HP player, Valde dead through the smoke, but Kierby, it's all a ruse.
Haha, it's the iconic matchmaking strat, you know, purple. You go A, and I take bomb B. And that's what Kierby's done. Thing is, bomb down, a 1v4 will be required here. So, not an easy task. Not an easy task.
No.
Oh, no! He's got two. They will mop him up. It would have been very, very horrible to see him get that any closer on the back of Simple going for the knife. I do kind of like that already Na'Vi are trying to have a bit more fun with this one. That's always a good sign.
No, that's just Simple. He loves a good knife kill, Harry.
To be fair, of all the players to have made these very ballsy plays through Dust2 window at B-bomb, Simple is one of them.
Loves a jump, he does indeed, but no orb to throw in first this time. That being said, it might be on the horizon with Na'Vi picking up their pistol round. Money going to be looking good for these guys. Jump spotting is Simple here across the doors. He might have a kill presenting himself. AZ on an SMG. North have forced this off the back of that bomb plant. They've got 1 AK behind it, far from the best of buys. And Electronic, well, he'll say goodbye to them. 2 kills there with the UMP. The trade is in for Simple, but now Electronic is armed and ready with the AK. Has the chance to back off, even throwing a nade, and that's going to chunk him down. Won't just chunk him, it'll kill AZ. Yugi gets a UMP off the body, but I mean, this is falling apart.
And it could be about to get that much worse. The push in from short, not even spotted. The bomb was alone at B, and Edwards able to dispatch of it, so Na'Vi will get off to a 2-0 start. That was the attempted force as well from North, so Na'Vi should be afforded another one before we see a buy on the cards for this North squad. Great little nade there from Electronic onto AZ. He does a stellar job of holding down mid, getting 4 of those kills. So he's continuing his strong appearances from the previous 2 maps. And that's the thing, I mean, you know, you think about Mirage, Na'Vi are able to take that without Simple really ever having to make an appearance. So you've still got him as a potential cannon should you need it. Electronic and Zeus, they make quick work of these pistols out through long. They keep it clean, they keep 5 players alive, and that will be the 3-0 start Na'Vi were looking for.
And honestly, Zeus, he has just been lights out all series long. All 3 maps, I mean, we're early into Dust, but all 2 maps so far, he has been there and willing to step up at a moment's notice. Even on Overpass, where a lot of his efforts went in vain, multiple rounds where he got 2 opening kills and they still fall apart. So really good game from Zeus so far, and I'd like to see that continue here into the 3rd map as well. Na'Vi sitting very confidently up 3-0 now.
Actually, I wonder, you know, Na'Vi was saying they got a new sports psychologist within the squad. Maybe this was part of like a bonding exercise. Simple and Zeus swap roles to see how it feels to be in each other's positions.
Let's see if it's going to be the recipe for disaster. The disaster that North will experience if they fall here. Getting reverse swept after picking up Overpass. Yugi's on that glass cannon AWP, and Simple, he's up on the catwalk looking to try and take an early man advantage. Very much committed and out in the open, but not for long. Pulling back to the safety of the site. Now North getting ready to go for this execute. 5 players up on the shore. AZ gets spotted late. The info's there for Na'Vi, and with the flashes coming through, it should be very telegraphed. Electronic, oh, he lines up 2. That's the bomb dropped in spawn as well. And Zeus has found another one up from long. This is a shutdown round. Yugi finally taking a kill for the like of North, but it's in a 2-on-4.
High flash blinds everybody, and Yugi armorless and alone. So many players on the other side, and they just whittle him down. A 4th round for Na'Vi, incredibly clean. This man on your screens, Electronic, is having one hell of a series. And, you know, kind of being a pillar of consistency for Na'Vi in this one. Gade and Valde, very unfortunate that they get lined up.
Yeah.
You know, they try and double drop into the smoke. A decision they will later come to regret. And now North, maybe a last-ditch attempt here at B play. We'll have to wait for this volley of utility to come out from Na'Vi. Only one man on the other side. That will be Edward. Can get helped out by Flamey. They're already close, and he decides to try and get the reload off. Gade's doubled down. And now a 3v5 retake into B. Na'Vi, they are here. They are trying to get back into this, but Simple's not rotating. This looks like a save call from Na'Vi.
I mean, that was just a bit of a mess from Edward there, right? He throws a smoke down, he sprays it expecting the eco rush. He gets no kills, he fires 27 bullets, and instead of going for the reload, Harry, he pulls out a Molotov. That's when North burst. He switches back to the gun. It's out of ammo. He has 3 bullets. I mean, it's just a mess, and he's alone the whole time. So there was no one there to support him, no one to set him up. And now it's just Simple to shut it down, but he's already saving. Na'Vi looking to give up their first round here. As North get themselves on the board of the T side. Simple, does he know that Yugi's up on long? Now he does. Spots one player walking through, and he does take the kill as well. So great exits at least. It keeps the economy low of North, but they did just pick up an eco round, a half buy with pistols. Great work from Gade as well. Had a rough start going into the first half of Overpass, resurged somewhat, but this round, double entry into the B side with the CZ, so great work from him. North can start to spur off the back of that with a full buy, and the AWP is in the hands of Yugi, this time with armor.
Oh, and lots of nades out long initially, trying to force Zeus away from the angle. He still is able to open up, and an advantage taken for Na'Vi early, in spite of, you know, all those flashes, that smoke even going as far as to fall on the long corner to try and nullify Zeus in that position. Still not enough to stop him from taking one from the ranks of North. They do get Yugi set up in the pit. This used to be a bit of a Dust2 favorite. You know, you just set your AWPer up in this position and he can be pretty impactful from it. Doesn't allow for any real estate to be held from Na'Vi really at all over towards long, and really makes that player inside of the bomb site feel very claustrophobic. But there's a gap in that smoke, and that is something North are going to be devastated about. Electronic and Edward getting a couple of kills between them. Yugi left alone, and a 1v4 at the car. Missed shot, he'll get silenced. Na'Vi straight back in with a 5th round.
Yeah, really painting a pretty picture here on this CT side. This is always where Na'Vi's going to be most comfortable. And as Chad said on the desk, I mean, 13 rounds against Astralis on this map. Not many teams that can say they've done that. This map is definitely one that is the most up in the air, I'd say, in the moment, in terms of there really being no consistent beast on this map. I would honestly say Na'Vi and Astralis are 2 of the 3 Ents, I guess, included in those teams that can really take it against anyone. But again, new roster for North. They've, well, new addition to North, but it's kind of easy to say new roster considering the role changes that have now impacted this team given the swaps, right? You take out your AWPer and your IGL, you bring in a new AWPer, and you swap the in-game leading role to your star player. I mean, that is such a switch up. And so far it's working. One map in this series so far, but
it's
Dust
one new player, but a whole new identity for
Yes.
this North squad, right? Because the 2 players that were affected by the change are 2 that, you know, kind of have very important roles, and the way in which they elect to play them are going to be very, very different from the man that was in the shoes prior, who was Cadian. Well, here on Dust, 1 round of their name, but this buy back on the cards. Yugi has a glass cannon AWP, but he has had a few opportunities really to open up some of these rounds for North and hasn't been hitting his shots. They managed to deal with Edward down in the pit, and they do get Kirby across. Bomb peaks on the back of Val. They're pretty risky, still able to pick up Simple regardless over at the crossroads. Now, last time they threw these smokes in, there was a gap in it. That was what Na'Vi looked to exploit, and this time, once again, Flamey barreling through it. Will get traded. Valda and Kirby remain in a 2v2. They're going to back away from the A side of things, and they might look to change their mind as to where this one ends up. Don't have the information as to where either one of these two players resides. I like this from Electronic. He's been very preemptive in the rotation, going to take up a position in lower tunnels, knowing he can keep an eye on the B flank and short from this position. And if he gets the timing, North, they are not ready for this at all. Missed shot, but he gets them both. And Electronic, big brain, big play. Na'Vi, a 6th round to their name.
That look on his face as well, he realized he almost screwed that one up. Kirby had his back turned, and it's so hard to hit someone in the back. Head hitbox is a mystery at the best of times, and great work as well up on long for Flamey. He peeks out through the smoke with the flashbangs, finds 2 kills. Trade is there. Electronic also with a double, and Na'Vi are unstoppable right now on the CT side. 6-1 up. North. Another pistol round to play with, but Dust2 not known for the pistols. These are very difficult to get anything done with on the T side. They have a full wall of smokes on long, though. Allows them to take pit control if needed. But as said, you know, pit control doesn't really matter when you've got CZs. It's not like you can take that fight to the A site. Electronic has the scope and the range advantage. They're just going to try and overwhelm him with the manpower, with the numbers. Smoke on the site, flashes. Sorry, smoke set up towards a CT spawn, rather. Not going to matter. Edward pushes right through it and throws down one of his own on the corner. This will try and keep North back. Flash is good, though. Everyone is buying here for Na'Vi, and that's where the first kill comes through for North. Electronic, he's just parkouring over the site, and he's found 3 kills from it, dropping into the depths of CT, and that bomb is dropped, and no man's land. Kirby can't cross. Once that smoke fades, his job becomes inevitably harder as well.
Electronic is, they owe a lot to him right now. He's like hit a new level in this map. He is playing some of the best Counter-Strike I think we've seen from him in a while.
17 kills right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just been the decision-making from him that's been so good in so many of these rounds. You know, you've looked at him in positions where really, you know, you ask of him maybe to get 1 or 2 kills and that would be a good outcome, and he's just there to go above and beyond every single time. That round could have gotten out of hand very, very quickly, you know, with them finding that first kill over to the crossroads, those pistols, getting into the closer range, getting into those closer angles. Electronic, the savior of Na'Vi once again. 7-1 now. Yugi's going to have the AWP back in hands, but this is not been something that's really made much of a difference for North just yet.
Ooh, that's a bit awkward. Flash hits his teammate, but not going to be a worry. There's no one close by to capitalize for Na'Vi. Zeus eventually does get flashed off the angle. Simple flashes himself back into middle. Ooh, almost. Yugi posting up. Electronic, does he not spot the top of his head? Surely he realizes, because Yugi spotted him, and he relays that information to Valdi, who does get the kill. Yugi drops the AWP of Simple. This round has fallen apart for Na'Vi very, very quickly. Zeus drops back. I don't think they'll hear his drop, but they certainly heard his retreat. Timed well with the Molotov going off. Valde won't expect Zeus in such a close position, but Yugi's on the angle to make up for it. Oh, the spray is good, and he gets one. AZ with the trade immediately, though. That could have gotten out of hand for North. Now Na'Vi 2-on-4. Flamey get a flash through the smoke, looking for heroics here outside of the B-bomb site, but it's just not meant to be. North, they shut it down with the mid-to-B split. They take their second round, and they keep Planty alive as well. That's the most important. Don't want that money to break.
No, because it's certainly a long way off breaking in the Na'Vi camp, right? I mean, these guys have had so many clean rounds. Buying is not a problem for them in this one. Could have even moved into that double AWP that we've seen them enjoy bringing out between Simple and Flamey. They do decide against it. AZ's gotten out past the players at long. This wall of smoke's down, but there's a gap in the bottom, and that's by design. AZ allowed to drop Zeus on the back of it.
Simple, he's got to fall off eventually. Those smokes, when they fade, if he's on top of the site, who knows what happens. Ooh, that's the pick though. Simple closer to the angle, so Yugi takes the advantage even further, and just one-for-ones that are going in North's hand every single time. Edward spotted in the spawn, but he does get a kill. This round is still winnable. He looked like he wanted to run away, but with Flamey opening up, suddenly this round is a 2-on-2. Na'Vi have turned the tide of battle. The bomb plant going down for Yugi. Planted for AZ up on long. He'll swap out to the rifle, but this long flank is already here. Will AZ get into the position before Edward does? Great off angle, doesn't expect that corner. And now Flamey will start to consider the save again.
Yeah, down from what was a 5v2 though to a 2-on-2. Edward and Flamey doing a great job of at least making that look doable. It is AZ and Yugi to get a leash back on the beast that is Na'Vi and get that situation back under control. A third round out for the Danish squad, and Yugi allowed to hold on to his AWP, lives to fight another day. No money left for Na'Vi, so likely just an eco here. And yeah, every map in this game kind of having a very similar start. Na'Vi looking great out the gates. North then kind of start to find their footing and grind their way back into it.
Slow resurgence, takes its time, but pieces are coming together for North. The puzzle is being built.
In a way as well, I'm not really that surprised that it's been Na'Vi with strong starts and then North kind of taking a few rounds to figure themselves out, because they're kind of a team as well that don't really know what their identity is yet or how they want to play as such, right, with this new iteration of the squad. So you imagine a lot of it is just quite reactive to how Na'Vi are playing. So I think maybe it does make sense that Na'Vi are getting off to these starts, and then once North have kind of figured it out a bit, once they've started to piece together how Na'Vi are playing, that's where we see them then start to find that success.
But it's good to see the fact that they are working it out, right? They are adapting on the fly and at least coming up with responses to problems, because, well, I mean, problems for North. Na'Vi's entire roster is full of them. So much talent on this team, but won't be shown in this round with just pistols and that one saved rifle for Flamey. Looking for the fast B play for North. He's already posted up for the pick, but no one giving an angle away. This one gun is here, but that nade's going to miss. Flamey was too blind to throw it out accurately. Luckily enough, Simple does get a couple of bits of damage off with this Deagle. He's put Gade very, very low indeed, and the trade is there from Electronic. How on earth is this a one-on-one? He might not expect a fast play from Valdi, but he's got a gun to play with, and Valdi saving the round there for North in the one-on-one. But that should never have come down so close. That was pistols, Harry. That was USPs.
Yeah, the one saved gun and then Simple hidden in the corner with a Deeg to play with. They weren't ready for him. And while they were so focused on making sure that one M4 couldn't have a big impact in this round, they negate Simple. That's something that you cannot afford to do. They are still able to recover, and a fourth round will be on the cards, and on the board rather, but now we have Augs out for Na'Vi. This time North looking to try and take control of mid, and they will get it. No one in a position really to challenge. Instead, Electronic holding from CT, trying to keep an eye on this potential mid to B play from North. Still very much an option, considering you've got Kierby holding on to the upper tunnels, but as he starts to depart and join up with the rest of the squad at the catwalk, this looks like it actually turns back around, but maybe finding that kill on a Simple might tempt them somewhat here into making a play.
Interesting that Simple even went for that fight there. Zeus was setting him up for the flashbang. If he waits 1 or 2 seconds, they're both going to be blind up on the catwalk, and I think Simple would definitely get away with at least 1 kill.
I mean, now we see that mid to B come out. This is what we've had Kierby waiting in tunnels for this whole time. Edward already deleted. They try and boost Electronic up, and while he does get one, response is in straight away. Flamey and Zeus very far removed from this round. They've got to back off and try and hold on to these weapons. North now in with a 5th.
Well, this 7-1, Harry, has certainly turned around for North. And in a great way as well, right? Just clean rounds with the exception of that one pistol play down on B, North have been able to start to build up this T-side economy. You can see Yugi, $7,000. A very rich man right now, and North going to be banking on it. So Flamey looking to save his gun, Zeus alongside him. It's going to be a 5th round on this T-side. And this has been such a competitive series. That's the crazy thing. It's not once, you know, like we've had really in all 3 of these maps moments where it has been a stomp for one side or the other, and the other team has always recovered and made it close. We've had close halves and close maps so far. This one, no exception.
And this is where, for Na'Vi, that money starts to become a problem once again. They partially invest into this round around the saved weapons. An immediate B play from North, and only one man on the other side. It's Flamey here. Immediate rotation starting to come through from Zeus and Electronic as they post themselves up to keep an eye on this potential mid to B play. Now, last time North tried to go for this B-side execute, as you remember, there was one hero rifle purchased off, and it comes down to the 1v1 on the back of it. This time, there's a bit more in the repertoire for Na'Vi. They have deleted Flamey initially, but it's not without its trials and tribulations. It's back into this 4-on-4. Na'Vi, I'll feel pretty happy about that. Electronic could even look to try and retrieve this weapon from the back of the B bomb site. There's also a gun down in tunnels. The only issue is the other man without a weapon is Simple over towards short, but this long aggression from Edward, will North be ready for this? They should be checking every angle. They haven't had anyone towards this side of the map, but the shadows will give Edward a bit of an advantage. Kierby still able to get the kill, despite getting tagged down to 13 points of health, and this A-side play now underway from the Danish squad.
Edward, he held that angle for about 40 seconds, and the second he moves, Kierby walks through. Talk about getting timed. Double smoke on the cross here. Zeus could get a boost up, but they might just see Electronic get aggressive. Now, there's no flash for him, but he doesn't need it. 2 kills. There's the trade from Kierby, but 13 points of health and 20 seconds to get a plant. Both players on the site, and one even on the corner as well. If he doesn't plant behind those boxes, he's easily going to get peeked, and it will happen before he even gets to the site. Simple shuts it down, and Na'Vi, they win it with very, very low buy. What a round from Electronic again. Is there anything this man can't do? I feel like he's had a multi-kill in every round Na'Vi have won. And no flash as well. That's the most impressive part. He gets aggressive, and I think Zeus even got another kill through the smoke. Zeus starts spamming it, and that's when Electronic swings. So, great teamwork there from Na'Vi. 8-5. North back in with another buy, though.
It just goes to show you, you can take the carry off of Simple, but you can't take the carry out of Na'Vi. Electronic having to come up huge in every one of these rounds. But he's answering the call, and he has been throughout this entire series. That's perhaps the most impressive part. Nice few nades to get Gade down very low, nice and early here for Na'Vi. Cat control taken by North, but it's very telegraphed, and Flamey is posted up here. Now, gonna miss that shot onto the player exiting short. Catwalk control taken by the Danes, but they're not gonna look to do anything with it just yet.
And still, Na'Vi, lots of utility to throw out. It'll finally be expired, but they keep North back with their Molotovs. One smoke left up for North, so maybe looking towards the B site here for this mid-B split. Yugi coming in, sorry, Kierby coming in through the tunnels. And Simple shutting them down in mid. There's the trade though. Electronic getting picked up. The flash for Simple blinds some of these players, and it sends them packing. Inside of the B site they'll go instead. Kierby gets spotted, and Edward gets the kill. That's huge. He is the only player within the site. Simple's come in and dropped in through the window now, but the flashbangs are all over the place. Everyone blinded. That wears out, and Gade takes Edward down. Zeus caught in the doors. Simple, he needs to step up. Perfect time for that kill. Bomb drop. The trade is in from Gabe, but he's left to the 1v1. Flamey with the wall bang. And that round will be taken from Na'Vi. 9.5 so far. And what a messy one into that B bomb site. They abandoned the mid play, and they still get it so close. That was telegraphed completely to Na'Vi.
Yeah, it all falls apart because I don't think it's until they start to pressure mid a bit and you have Kirby exiting those B tunnels that they realize they don't have a smoke for that cross in CT. Kirby, I think, was the man who had it, and he was over in the tunnels. He actually dropped that so he could try and exit into the B bomb site. And that's just chaos. Last round now, and this round's chaotic. Over in the corner, Simple undetected. There's a man out. Kirby's gone. Electronic now chiming in with one of his own. He's looking for even more, but the trade's going left and right. And it's a 2-on-2 within the opening 20 seconds of this round. Edward and Flamey left up to try and delete AZ and Valdet.
Oh, but they won't expect both players here. That's the issue. Look at the cross that Edward's found. He's gotten himself behind the car. I mean, AZ just a second ago ran out long with his knife out. So definitely not aware that Na'Vi could be this close. Now they will be, but that car position is still going to be the most important. The issue is double molly on North. They want to. They have the utility to clear it. And Flamey almost hidden that shot. Cross back from Valdi. Now he can just abandon this part of the map. The flash will keep Na'Vi back. Smoke even for the cross. But North, they're not committing with it. They're doubling back towards spawn. Looking to go elsewhere, split Na'Vi up if they were playing a two-man A setup, and we're just going to commit to this car position while Flamey floats.
Thing is, they used both of those smokes that they had. One was for the cross, one was deep CT. They both kind of do a similar job. So Flamey given free reign down here in middle, and that's something that North might regret. He gets the double. And Na'Vi, they win the half out, convincingly so, 10-5. It was back and forth in kind of the mid portion, but Na'Vi starting to pull ahead, looking good. Find out, though, who will be taking this third map after a very quick break.
Walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk on, baby. Pinch me and you make believe we dream.
Welcome back here. Second half now of the third map of this series. It has been a brawl, long and, well, treacherous really, but now Na'Vi sitting very, very comfortably up on this first half of Dust2, the final map, one that we expected them to be somewhat comfortable in as well. And 10-5 was their CT side, Harry. North have a huge mountain to climb.
Yeah, and a very hot topic because, this has been a very exciting series to keep an eye on. Let's hope it hasn't all built up to this final season and then it lets everybody down because we know how upsetting that can be, Hugo. Well, we don't. We never watch Game of Thrones, but I'm sure that some people can relate. Let's see, though, as Edwards out into mid and has done a bit of damage the way of AZ. Look at Kirby go. He's all the way through long doors. Information gained for North. They can begin these rotations nice and early. It's Gade and AZ to shut down this B play. And while Zeus does get one, they can't get past Gade. The bomb was dropped. And North all over B in a matter of seconds. Kirby might not have gotten many kills, but the information he gets is so valuable there. That will be them finding the pistol and securing a 6th round.
And, well, there we go. I don't think we are going to be disappointed, Harry. North taking the lead, or at least the first round of the second half. This is going to drag them forward a few. I'd imagine Na'Vi would force buy, but... oh, no, of course, it's Dust. No reason to. The pistols are pretty trash on this map, so just looking for... Well, I was going to say half buy, but this is weird. Some players have fully invested, some players have fully ecoed, so... Bit of an interesting one. Zeus has actually dropped over Deagles and therefore has nothing to play with. So not the most traditional second round, but let's see what Na'Vi can do with it. If they can get a bomb plant, it won't be a worry. If they do, then it means their rifles are going to be lacking utility in that third round of the half. Looking like the slow cat crawl here right now as North sit with Yugi on the car and Kirby on the site. So pretty stellar defense considering there's no util for Na'Vi. One flash over and they do get a kill with it, but Kirby should be able to mop this up. Nice trade though. Flamey getting one with a Deagle. This has opened up a real opportunity for Na'Vi.
And Val, they're trying to fight from long with the UMP is anything but ideal. AZ helps alleviate the pressure and they know there's no armor behind these pistols, or with the exception of Flamey. So they do just decide to bum rush them down, catch these players before they can get set up in those post plants. So a 7th round for the Danes. Even though you get the opener as Na'Vi, they get it, into a maybe doable situation. North don't really give them the opportunity to set up for success. Regardless, bomb plant there for Na'Vi is fantastic. They get a buy into this round. AWP going to be over in the hands of Simple. Zeus, yet to buy, actually takes the hit and goes for a Galil in this round.
Yeah, he was the one that overinvested in the previous with dropping Deagles. I say overinvested. It wasn't an overinvestment if it worked, and it did. Na'Vi got a bomb plant, so that's more than you can ask for considering there's no armor and one flashbang. That being said, still 10-7, and Na'Vi's buy is far from being desired here. Luckily, the AWP could be the make or break on Simple. Yugi's yet to field his own. Lots of pressure on mid right now from Na'Vi. Position they abused heavily in that first half with this close mid control from Electronic and Co. Not looking for North to do the same. Out through long in the meantime, but look at Valdi's position as well. Bit of an off angle. The issue is, this is traditionally okay, but he's got no support, no one to bait them in, and only a UMP. The multi-kill potential pretty low right now for Valdi. He does know they're in position, can call for flashbangs to peek wide. There it is. They're already climbing up top, and Simple's dead. Yugi with an opening kill. He'll double it. Oh, Yugi doesn't need the AWP. 3 with the M4, and North have just locked Na'Vi out of this round.
Yeah, this bomb dropped. And at the feet of North, they can just sit on it. AZ hears both these players inside of A. So North, they know where both remaining guys for Na'Vi reside. AZ's going to be sticking around trying to take these fights. And Na'Vi do not seem... Ooh, AZ, the timing. There we go. Looking for the last man. Won't get Flamey, but with 15 seconds left, Gade will be able to swoop in and shut down the last remaining Na'Vi player. back to the drawing board for Na'Vi. I mean, the cash is gone. The attempt at this triple long play gets demolished. Yugi doing such a good job. That spray transfer up onto the third guy to get the trade was impeccable.
I mean, even though Valdi gets no kills in that round, the information that he provides and the call that he makes to reaggress on long there is so good. Flash coming out from one of those CTs and Yugi just shuts it down. So big effort from him. And 8 rounds for North, 3 in a row in the second half. They're pulling it back as they have in every single map of this series. It was 11-4 on Overpass after Na'Vi dominated the CT side. North still won that game. Even over on Mirage, far more closer affair at the half, an 8-7 that Na'Vi were able to just take the victory over at the latter portion. Now this one looks to go the distance as well. More pistols for Na'Vi, more chances for North. Zeus on the SMG as well. This economy's just been a bit weird this half for Na'Vi. It's not going to be a problem. Like, they can still buy up, but it's just inconsistent. It's like some players are buying fully, some players aren't buying fully. Whatever you want consistently. It's fine to force in rounds like this. It's just make sure everyone's on the same page. Let's see if it matters, because it still might not. Again, bomb plant is basically, when you're at max loss like Na'Vi are, rather, it basically removes any issue. And they're still going to be able to buy. So there's the kill from Zeus. That's already worth it, because he's got $600 from the SMG, so money made back. Now Na'Vi backing off into Catwalk, and that's when North will reaggress and the CT spawn towards middle. So right now, A is very weak. It's only Yugi with the AWP. I say only Yugi, though. He has been a bit of a beast this series.
Oh, they've assembled a boost. That catches Edward trying to cross back through the Catwalk. Na'Vi going to decide to move away from the Catwalk and this A play, and instead they turn their sights now toward this B bomb site. They don't have a smoke for the cross, and that's going to leave you in a very tricky position to actually make this work. They spot Yugi there with the AWP, and this is pretty insane that they've been able to get so many players past. I like this from Valde, though. Wow. He's just barreled through long in response to this, and misses those shots, and Simple turning around. Kirby, in the meantime, has held on to B. It's Electronic and Simple remaining. Now, Electronic's been having one hell of a game. Simple's been pretty quiet. But now, if alongside the top performer for Na'Vi, we can see him step up, there's a chance. But with Simple getting dropped, with it the bomb, Electronic, no time left for him in this round. So North onto another. Even though it gets close.
That was just a really awkward round for Na'Vi in the sense that everywhere they went, North had the perfect setup. And upon Na'Vi realizing that, the time was just too limited, right? They go up on Catwalk, and then the boost comes out in middle, and then they suddenly realize that, okay, now they know we're all on Cat. Yugi's mollied us off. We have to back off into mid. They go mid. They loot. They have no smoke for that cross into B. They get flanked from long, and they realize at that point, we can't hit B if we're being flanked from long, because North probably have a B stack. And so Na'Vi, they double back and they run out of time. Very messy, but it was the half by after all, so they get at least good damage. Now the rifles are out, but no util behind it. The re-aggression again from North, but Valdi's fully blind on the push back in. Simple is going to take him down. Electronic on the corner of the smoke, and there's so much spam. Yugi and Kirby both getting a kill apiece, and Yugi drops the bomb as that smoke dissipates. Simple may be on the corner, but it might not matter. Yugi, he found it! Yugi is just having an absolute stomping of a game right now. 3 kills in this rifle round. Flamey back alone in a 1-on-2, but he's not got the bomb.
Lying in wait, lying over here at the bomb is Yugi. He'll spot Flamey out. The Molotov dropped, keeps him at bay for the time being. He's going to smoke it, tries to run through. Issue is, Yugi's responded with a smoke of his own, and in the meantime, Gade's crept up into top mid. Will shut Flamey down. North tying this up now, 10-10. Since getting onto their T side, Na'Vi are yet to field a round. And this is a sentence I never thought I'd say, but Yugi is looking fantastic, and there's no one on the side of Na'Vi to counteract that. I mean, Simple, you know, that is usually your go-to. If you want to counteract an AWPer, just throw Simple at them. And he hasn't really had the money to get the AWP out, right? And I know that's what you're about to say.
You read me like a book, Harry. But I mean, even when he has, Yugi has been winning those battles, and it's been very back and forth throughout the series, really. Neither one has been dominating each other, but if you're going toe-to-toe with this guy, Simple, then you're doing something, right?
Yeah, it's been like a game of very, very strong CT side AWPing is what it feels like. Because Yugi had a very quiet first half here. It's not since moving into his CT portion, since having that AWP in hand, that we've really seen him come to life.
Dust2, I mean, this is a very, on the CT side, this is very much a hold an angle and win your fight. That's all, not all AWPing is, but a lot of what AWPing is on this second half for Yugi. Just sitting up on long and locking out Na'Vi of A. Bit of boggedowning going on in middle. But in the meantime, everyone getting tagged. Kiebi through the smoke. Oh, it's messy, but he shakes his way to a couple of kills. Simple and Edward get dropped. Kiebi's on the USP, and he is not being silent about this one. 3 kills in middle. Electronic, he has crept very deep into the site. But Gade, oh, he killed his teammate, and Valdi does check below him. Great game sense from Valdi to realize the player could have snuck up alongside that smoke. North. They are on one right now, Harry. They are not letting their foot off the gas. Much as how Overpass went, I'm getting flashbacks.
This is somehow looking even more dominant, though.
Yeah.
6 in a row now for North. And the horrible thing is, if you're Na'Vi, you can't even really look at many of these rounds and be like, okay, well, this almost worked, but maybe we were lacking, you know, X reason. Maybe we were lacking the AWP on Simple or the few bits of utility to make it happen. They haven't really had like a concrete method of dealing with this North CT side. And it does just feel like wherever they go, there is someone on the side of North to step their game up and come in with you know, one hell of a response at that A-bomb site. Think about the amount of times they've barreled into Yugi and he's come up with 3 or 4 kills.
One thing I am really liking with the calling of Valdi and just North in general is they just seem so much more confident in this game. Like, we're just seeing so much aggression. Think back to Overpass, right? The amount of like mid-round re-aggression that Valdi and Kiebi were throwing up on long is great. And we're getting the same on A long here as well. I mean, North continually pushing through smokes, challenging Na'Vi, not being fearful. And when you're up against such a dominant team, I mean, that is so valuable to have that confidence and believe in yourself. A man who's done exactly that all game long has been Yugi, and opening up once again up on the catwalk. He'll drop Flamey, falling back into CT. So again, another man advantage taken for North, more damage to Zeus, and they're just going to smoke Na'Vi off. No trades in sight.
And I'm really hoping that, you know, in some of the interview pieces that you know that we get to do, is that maybe we get to learn a bit more as to exactly how this cooling style of Valde is working within the squad. You know, whether it is him maybe you know, letting everyone play a bit more of a loose style, or if he is maybe, you know, micromanaging some of this re-aggression here and there. Because as we were kind of speaking about on Overpass, he was always a player who was so talented at knowing, you know, where he can afford to push and prod. And you so often see he is still the man to go and get the information. It's normally either him or Kiebi in those sorts of positions. Now Yugi 1v1 on Simple down here in mid. Yugi peeking over on the right. Best Simple. Zeus does pick up the trade. So they do at least deal with the AWPer that lurked down in CT. Kiebi takes up his position, and on the back of hearing these shots rally through, Na'Vi, they head back to the catwalk, back towards this A-bomb site.
Yeah, 25 seconds. They've got to go quick, but North have afforded them the control. They've given it up. You see AZ has gone deep on long to watch for any late round splits. This will allow Na'Vi to get the plant in, but North are fine with going for this 4-on-3 retake. Zeus with a 1-for-1 up on catwalk. North will take that every day of the week. Still AZ on this AWP is the insurance policy for North, but it might not be needed. Gade with another kill, and Electronic, the man for the clutch. He's been so good all game long, and he has to do it again. 2 kills as he crosses behind the boxes, doubles back. AZ spots him on the jump, and now Electronic, does he know that he's closing the gap? Going for the jump shot, and AZ's going to hit it. What a round. North will get that retake after all. Electronic, he tries his best, but there's nothing he can do against RNG.
Yeah, you kind of, you know, you feel really bad for Electronic, but you love to see it from AZ. And yeah, I think arguably that's one of the better ways he could have played that 1v1, you know, just going for the jump shot. It's not something that Electronic would have been ready for. Even if he didn't kill him, he would have got the information as to where Electronic was looking to post himself up in the post plant. And now, actually, we see Flamey donning the AWP over Simple. Not something you really
Yeah.
ever like to see, or expect to see, rather, in Na'Vi.
I mean, Simple has been having a rough game, without a doubt. I mean, since Overpass, right? In these last 2 maps, he's not been doing what we needed of him.
That's always the issue, though, like, when you are as talented as Simple, is people just come to expect so much from you, right?
Well, the thing is, as well, it's like over on Mirage, even though he was having a rough game, it didn't matter. They were picking up the pieces. They still won the map. Na'Vi have everyone else performing. And now, even though Electronics on 25 kills, this second half has been slow, not just for him, for the entire roster. And so, you know, without things to fall back on, if Simple is having a rough game and no one's there to step up for him, this is the Na'Vi we're left with. No T-side round so far, although that's looking to change with 2 kills coming through middle already in this round. Looking for that mid to be split. Double setup here from North, though. This is still a very good chance for them with the crossfire.
Yeah, that smoke falling over in the tunnels will keep Simple back. Zeus now arriving up in the window, and they're going to let him scout ahead. He'll spot 1, but not 2, and now they get the info that this is where both players reside. The issue is 25 seconds left. They're trying to rotate the bomb away, but it's all falling apart. Flamey, he was the man who opened this round up. Now he's got to try and close it out, and it doesn't happen. North, they managed to recover that round somehow, some way. Another round gracing that Danish scoreboard, and I mean, what a job from them. But also, you know, the time coming back to punish Na'Vi once more there.
I mean, that wasn't time. Like, more than anything, that's the strong setup in the B site. I love that. What they do is they force it. They go, okay, Na'Vi, if you want to take B, you have to commit to taking the site. You have to walk in. So Zeus, he walks into the site. The only player fighting him is a man on car. He goes down to the car player. Fair enough. That's an off position to expect, right? With all the close angles there should be watching window. Simple then, realizing there's a man on car, it being a 3-on-5, thinks that car player is the only one. He runs through a smoke, and then they realize that Gade is also there on the Xbox. So 2 kills immediately. That 5-on-3 goes into a 3-on-3, and then it's anyone's game. So great round from North, but just a couple of misreads from Na'Vi and maybe somewhat getting ahead of themselves there. Zeus going into the site without a teammate and, you know, Simple maybe misreading the situation with how many players there were on B. I don't blame him for not thinking there was a double P setup, but sometimes you've just got to play it a little bit safer. And as a result, North, this is 8 rounds in a row.
I mean, actually, I think Na'Vi made the perfect call. I just think North countered it very well.
Oh, no, credit to North. I'm not flaming Na'Vi. Credit to North more than anything. That setup was so strong.
And just not one that Na'Vi were ready for. Now we're entering the kind of closing segments of this game. Simple already falling over at long. And the rest of Na'Vi trying to make a B play happen. They've been struggling over towards this side of the map, however. Gade posted up to keep an eye on it. Yugi shutting down the last man, trying to make his way out through mid. And so even as they get AZ inside of B, you've got to try and get past Gade. He's already doubled up. Flamey's looking for him, and he will get that man at least. Can maybe look to try and get this bomb across, but with no smoke, it is going to be a tricky task. Kirby getting deleted. Flamey faking the bomb plant, trying to spur this peek on from the man in tunnels. Valde very deep within the site, however, and Flamey just missing the timing. He will not be ready for Valde to be here. He falls. A nice try in what was a 1v4. Manages to get the bomb plant, and it ends 1v2. North still yet to drop a CT side round.
That is unreal. That's the craziest factor, right? 9 in a row on this CT side. And Na'Vi, I mean, they've not even had too close a position. They had a couple of rounds that looked their way, but North has stripped them from them. And when Simple stopped not only buying this AWP, but stopped even being the orbit for this team, throwing it over to Flamey at times, that's when you know Na'Vi, they're starting to run dry of options, Harry. How many more strats do they have left in the book? Already walking out through middle. It will be cleared, though. Long play from Na'Vi, and Valde, he's had enough. He's just going to take the fight to Edward. Zeus does get the trade with the flash from Simple. Now Na'Vi going for this A split. Good situation to be in. A 4-on-4. 2 players committed to the site here from North. Kirby trying to get back control of Catwalk. Nade goes too deep. Molotov won't matter. Or shouldn't. Flame gets tagged a bit by it, but won't be the end of the world. Now Simple's in the pit as well, so Na'Vi have a lot of control towards this A site. The timing, actually, Yugi gets caught with a nade in the hand. AZ will get the trade down from CT, but now we have no one on the site up for North, and Na'Vi is starting to close the distance on long.
Yeah, on the back of dropping that smoke, they quickly try and boost AZ up and into the bomb site. He'll be tucked away. He's a little surprise for Na'Vi to try and deal with, and there he is, rearing his head. Now they know he's here, but they've got to try and clear him, and nothing to force this gunfight out from AZ. He's given free reign. It's simple. Left alone in a 1v2, Gade over on short, and they're just waiting to try to play this off of one another. Knowing, you know, forcing Simple, into a position where he is to be the one to take the fight, and they can just look to trade, but Simple, what a shot, he finds them both! And there we go, that's the Simple we've been asking for. The 1v2, he almost makes it look too easy. And finally they find a T-side round on the back of Simple, clutching it out. If there ever was a time for this man to have a resurgence, it's now.
And North, they instantly a pause. The second after they lose that round, they pause it, and I don't blame them. Shut down the momentum if you can. And also, the money's kind of running dry for North at this point. I think that's going to be the biggest problem going into this round. Na'Vi have had a lot of close situations. It's come down to, you know, 2 VXs, 1 VXs for North. And so as a result, they're running off of fumes in terms of the money. 3 players actually spent all of their money in the previous round. So yeah, let's see how this affects them and whether they want to go for the force here or play for the eco and take a couple of them.
And an important thing to remember for me is North, right? They've always been in a situation where they get off to a slow start, but then they build back into the game. And, you know, when you're the kind of team that is behind and trying to make that comeback happen, you almost feel there's maybe like less pressure. They haven't been in a position where they're the team leading the charge and then the other team is the one making the comeback. So I'm wondering, you know, are we going to see some cracks maybe start to show? Is this where maybe the pressure gets to Valde as the IGL a little bit? Or can we see them turn it around once again? They've got this force buy here. AZ with an org in hand. Valde holding close over at long, but he's already been mopped up by Edward. It's a long control taken by Na'Vi.
Look at this rotate. North, they are just going to gamble. It's their best bet with this buy. They know after losing the man advantage, if they just keep a 2-2 setup and Na'Vi walk into A, they're probably going to lose the round. So they decide to get aggressive in B. It looked like they were even rotating off of A, but they're just trying to crunch Na'Vi in the middle of the map. Electronic getting spammed down. He'll retreat. Yugi's dead. Great shot. And actually, I thought they were going to gamble and leave A, and AZ still may for a second hanging around, and that could cost him his life. The ore gets dropped, and very indecisive there from North. For a second, 2 of them leave the site, and then they go back in, and then they leave again, and they get caught on the retreat. So, yeah, not clear what they wanted to do there. I guess hoping to stack up on that B site, but instead they get aggressive and lose players. Just a bit of a mess in general, but fair enough. It was that weak buy with only 1 rifle. And Na'Vi, as you said, Harry, if there was a time for them to really piece things back together with Simple finding his form, maybe this is still doable for them. A 16-14 potentially on the cards. Full eco here from North, and should be a 13th round for Na'Vi.
Simple's even purchased the AWP on up ahead of this round. He was kind of neglecting doing that when he was struggling, so hopefully we see a bit more confidence instilled back in him. He's already shut down Yugi to open this one up. You know, this is just the full eco from North, so the best they're kind of hoping for is maybe they can get a couple of kills here and there. Doesn't look like they'll be coming in. Zeus will get dropped, quickly mopped up by Simple. 13-14 in this one. Now standing that promise that we were making of being another close map. It's down to the wire. And this one looking like it really does have the... I mean, I feel like we're definitely going the full 30 rounds at this point in time.
At least.
And yeah, overtime still very much on the cards. And that would be such a fitting way to end this series. One that has been just 2 incredibly close maps, so back and forth. And here on Dust, while it looked like North had really turned things around after taking 9 rounds consecutively, finally we see Na'Vi putting together a little mini streak of their own. And this buy from North is not great. You're very limited in terms of utility. You don't have the AWP on Yugi. And the utility usage from North has been pretty pivotal in a lot of these late round executions from Na'Vi. You know, the smokes and Molotovs being used to kind of divide and conquer this Na'Vi squad. You don't really have that to fall back on now if you're North.
If Na'Vi just hit him with a B play as well, that would be the perfect call. Not to know that, of course, and B has been a problem for them in the past. AZ, though, rotating him from middle. North opting to almost completely give mid away. Na'Vi will take Catwalk in the meantime as well. They just want a lot of map control right now. Make sure North don't know where they're eventually going. Because at any point when you're in this kind of cat setup, as long as you have a tunnels play, you can just drop back into a mid to B just like that, you know, instantly, with no knowledge from North. And that's why Kiebi wants to get aggressive. He's trying to hear info and spot close players once that smoke fades. And here's that B play that we've been waiting for. No mid control here from Na'Vi, just a solo man creeping through. That's Zeus. Gade's close in the smoke, 25 seconds. Na'Vi, they've got to go, and I think Gade is more ready than ever. Flashes it through, they'll check the corner, and Gade lines him up too. Make it a third. AZ steals away that kill, and Simple may have dropped Gade within the sight, but it won't seem to matter. He's the only man left up, 15 seconds to get this bomb down, and he has no idea where AZ is either. Dead at the first sight. 15 rounds for North. They will take map and match point first. Come on, Gade. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, another big moment from Gade. Someone who kind of got off to a slow start in this series. Really has picked up the pieces.
Top
and is I was going to say leading the charge now for North. Simple will have his trusty AWP back in hand, but this time he's got Yugi to go against. Mid control taken by Na'Vi. Now the most rounds on this T side we've seen them chain together is 2. And they need another 2 in a row here if they want to take this through to OT. They have to match their personal best in this match right now. AZ holding his own over in mid. Electronic's fallen, and what a scalp to find if you're AZ. Electronic really has been the hero of Na'Vi whenever they needed him to. Well, this time he's got to sit back in his seat and hope that the rest of his squad can get the job done for him. Simple. Out through mid, trying to find something. Might get timinged on the window peak, and AZ in with a second kill of this round. Simple's now been bested. Na'Vi 3 on 5. And a last-ditch attempt at hitting this B-bomb site to try and keep the dream alive.
And the same setup that completely tore them apart last time they went for this. AZ making first contact, but it might not be the first with Kiebi peeking out through middle. That smoke fades, and he seizes the opportunity. 2 trades back for Na'Vi, and they're going to try and isolate Kiebi while they have his number. They have his position, but do they have the kill? No. Gay peeks out from the doors, and Zeus dead leaves Flamey alone. 20 seconds, stuck between a rock and a hard place, and it's getting harder by the second. North will take this one down, 16-13 on the third map, and they find this series against Na'Vi. What a victory for these guys. Their first LAN performance with this new roster. Yugi looking unbelievably good, and